Welcome to From the Driver's Seat podcast, the Averitt podcast for all drivers to keep up with news and information across our network. Make sure you subscribe on your favorite podcasting app to make sure you're notified as soon as every episode drops. And now, your host of From the Driver's Seat, Jeff Alberson.
Welcome to another podcast from the driver's seat. We are here with Chad Osborne and Craig Elliott, two of our associates. Just wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about uniformity, different business units that we have here at Averitt, and opportunities for our associates. So, first of all, what brought you all to Averitt?
Really, when I heard about the culture that we have here at Averitt, it kind of reeled me in. The kind of brotherly community that we have, the overall ability to move up within the company, no matter where you start, there's always room to grow and move up. And it's one thing that we focus a lot on. Now that I've been working here for almost 2 years, I'm seeing it firsthand when it's drivers moving into leadership positions or not. But I have one of my uncles that works with Averitt. He was telling me all about it, and I said I would love to be part of that, and that's what brought me here. What about you, Chad?
Actually, I came here in 2007. I came when Averitt was doing the driver programs for the driver training. Mm-hmm. And so I came in through the schooling program. And so Averitt sponsored it. Right. And that's the reason I stayed, because they paid for it. And then I just loved the culture. Coming out of the Army, this was the next thing, and loved it.
So both of you have served, I think, correct?
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you for your service on that. So when you came in, Chad, David, did you come into dedicated?
Well, I stayed in truckload the whole time, but I've had different opportunities offered to me. I did dedicated for Russell Stover. I did Academy was my favorite.
So coming back to uniformity, now we have an allotment for $150 here for our associates, our drivers out in the field and everything. So do you see that helping our associates out there, staying clean, professional?
I do, as long as they'll go ahead and use it. A lot of them will wait till the end to not use it. It's a use it or lose it, I believe, and I think it helps.
Craig, do you see our drivers using it a lot on your board?
Yeah. I mean, especially, as we're wrapping up at the end of the year, I make sure that, we're zeroed out on our allotment, because at the end of the day, if we're using that money that has been provided by the company, then it means we're looking good, whether we're at one of our own service centers or in face-to-face with a customer. Yeah,
because that cleanness, I think our customers have come to expect that cleanness,
Absolutely.
The professionalism from Averitt Express, because, as a lot of people say, you dress for success. And when you do that here at Averitt, it opens the doors for more of our customers and referrals, from customers. Hey, John Smith down the road, they've been shipping quite a bit and they're new. Why don't you try stopping for them? It gives us sales leads, because they know that they will respect our customers as much as we do, that we'll take care of them just as much. Have you come across anything in your time out in the field talking to drivers or talking to shippers and stuff that may open opportunities for other customers that we can get sales leads to?
I don't know, maybe. I mean, most of the time is when they expect to see us in red. Mm-hmm. I mean, the trucking industry today, not going to knock it, but the people come in all kinds of dress, all kinds of language and, appearance. And it's funny when you walk into a customer and the shipping and receiving, and after COVID, we no longer work one-on-one with the man or woman that's loading or unloading your truck. We spend more time now with that middle person, whether it be the lady in the office behind the plexiglass. Mm-hmm. And so when you go in there, they're not used to truck drivers, and they're getting berated. Nobody has patience because their docks aren't ready. And then all of a sudden you go in there and there's this lady in tears, and she just all of a sudden smiles because she sees a red shirt. And it just makes them brighten up, and everybody in that office can tell, hey, Averitt's here. And I like that, because I feel special as long as I'm in uniform and cleanly, put away. When I walk in it, they realize that, hey, Averitt's here. We can calm down for a few minutes, because this driver's not going to be mad because we're 2 hours behind on getting trucks out of here. This man's going to work with us. And not only just seeing that, it's really wonderful when you walk in as an Averitt associate and they say it to you. It's one thing to come out there knowing it, but it's another when you leave, She says, thank you, Averitt. No one knows my name, but I know most of my customers, and now my name is Averitt.
With all of our drivers out, or our associates out in the field, Do you see that there's any other time that people are looking for advancements like Craig was talking about before? Because we got 5 different business units here at Averitt. And I don't think a lot of our associates understand what that means to them, an opportunity like Craig was talking about earlier about a chance to advance. For some drivers, it may be coming off the road. Their situation at home has changed. A young family is getting started and a dad wants to be at home, saying that one of the parents need to be at home more. So do you see drivers, Craig, that are asking you from time to time? Do you know any opportunities that are coming up?
Oh, absolutely. And, with Averitt, we have the job hotline. And, I get many calls a week that, drivers are like just trying to figure out what's out there, whether they're wanting to make more money or try something new or get more home time with their family. And I always recommend them to the job hotline. If there's any questions I can answer on the spot, then I definitely will. But we have great people. We keep our aces in their places, and that's what makes us thrive. So the people over at the job hotline, they're going to hook them up and make sure that they get put in the right position.
Talking about uniformity, everybody thinks that a lot of that's to do with their uniform, but it also means how we work together, right? So, I mean, you being a fleet manager and you being a driver for us, how does that work knowing that you can trust each other?
Well, uniformity when it comes to, we're all wearing the same clothes. Well, from a fleet manager standpoint, it also means that, I'm going to treat all my drivers the same. I'm going to have the same expectations for everybody. And whether you meet them or not, that's not going to change. One thing I can say with Chad is since day one, he's did nothing but go above and beyond those expectations. And it's something I've really appreciated working with him on. How about you? What are your thoughts?
Well, I agree. I believe that uniformity, like you said, but he moved into attitude was part of that uniformity. And then from a driver's point of view, I'd like to take that a step further. And it's not just the cleanliness of me as a person, or my speech and my attitude as a driver. I think it also goes into your truck, where uniformity is consistency with your attitude and your truck. I just had a driver roadside inspection a week ago. My dash is not covered with my food and trash. The floor's not covered. Half my battle was done when he opened the door. First thing he done, and I'll credit Averitt for this, is look around, see a nice piece of equipment. It's my job to keep it clean.
Right.
Absolutely.
So between Averitt, my efforts, he looks around, sees a clean truck. He looks at me, I'm in a nice uniform. Half my battle's done. All these inspections I've had over the years, when I've had the cleanest truck, I've done wonderful. When I first started, I wasn't the cleanest guy, and I got good inspections. Now, I'm not saying that they're not doing their job.
Right.
We make their job easier. When he opens the door, it's clean. I'm clean.
All your
And the
paperwork.
first thing he says is, "You're squared away." Yes, sir, I am. And instead of him going around doing his check, he comes inside my truck. He's comfortable because it's clean. He sits in the chair. He says, "Does your headlights work?" "Yes, sir." "Does your taillights work?" "Yes, sir." We go down his list. While he's sitting in the chair with me, he got comfortable. I'm clean. My truck's clean.
Right.
And he feels comfortable enough to sit in it. So half my battle's over, and my inspection is done before it starts, all because uniformity.
Yep. All the way down from the uniform to the truck, to cleanness, all the way around. Yeah, and the trust that you build as a fleet manager and as a driver, that is a part of the Averitt culture, I think, that a lot of companies don't understand about us, is Chad respects the job that Elliot has to do and vice versa. So, our associates out in the field, when you're driving, little things can pop up, but when you pick up that phone and you call, he's going to answer. He's going to help you on everything that you need. And if you need to get in, what's he going to do? He's going to break his back to get you in to make sure that you can fulfill whatever promise you need to be done. So building that trust and that bridge between those two is part of our culture that I think that is unbelievable and sets us apart from everybody else in the field. Going back a couple years ago, we've pushed pretty hard about all drivers coming into Averitt having their hazmat. What a lot of our associates don't understand about having hazmat, that opens more doors for us. Because you got to have your hazmat and tanker endorsement to even be considered for a city job or an LTL shuttle. So I know on Craig's side, he hears a lot from his drivers or other fleet managers talking about some of their drivers that are looking to get home and, well, do you have your hazmat? No, I'm not. Well, this is why. Do you see other advantages about having your hazmat besides changing from business unit to business unit?
Well, I do. As a driver associate myself, my pay has gone up. Because there's been times in my career with Averitt that I didn't have my hazmat. When I did the dedicated flowers to Pennsylvania to Cook or Crossville, we let my hazmat go. I did that for years.
Right.
But then when I came back into truckload, I needed my hazmat. But when not having it, I noticed my checks were a lot smaller. I would say somewhere around 15, 20%. And it wasn't because I was being punished. I can't go to a certain area that has hazmat that comes out of there. They're going to send a guy with hazmat there first because he'll have a load to come out.
Right.
So it's not that you miss just loads, you miss opportunities and miles. And mine was around 15 to 20% a week that I would be up when I had my hazmat.
It also interferes with home time.
Oh, by far, because if hazmat can get you home, because if there's a load right beside you that's hazmat and you're not a hazmat driver, you may be overnight waiting for a load. It's not a punishment. It's just you can't haul hazmat.
Right. And I've used that example for a lot of our associates in the field, and I'll talk to them. Say there's 5 of you that come into Knoxville, Tennessee. You're all there roughly around 9 o'clock. You're all ready at 6 o'clock in the morning. 5 loads there. 4 of those drivers have hazmat. 1 does not. And that one hazmat load picks up at 1,600, but those other hazmat loads pick up between 9 and 1,400. So guess what's happening? You're waiting all day, and you're getting aggravated. Well, that's cost you time, cost you money, and also cost you home time. So I think having hazmat at Averitt Express opens many doors besides home time and money, but different opportunities to where they can transfer to.
Absolutely. And one thing with the transfers is it's basically a fast track when it comes to the transfer process, because say if you are looking at a dedicated position, well, that requires a hazmat endorsement. Well, if you've already got it, that's one less worry, and you're already halfway through that door in advancing your personal growth within the company.
How about you, Chad?
I agree. A lot of our certain customers like Pitt, Ohio, you can't go to a lot of these places, even though the load's not a hazmat. Averitt doesn't know when they've booked the load if it's hazmat until the load closes, but we book them before the load closes. He won't send me to Pitt, Ohio if I don't have a hazmat, and that might be my go-home load, which 90% of the time it is.
Yeah. Coming out of Cincinnati down to Nashville real quick, but that's a quick load.
It's quick, it's easy.
Yeah.
But even though that thing's booked early in the morning,
that's right,
it might cut in the afternoon and be hazmat. You can't be a non-hazmat driver there ready to go home and get your papers. Go, oh, no, it's hazmat.
Yeah. So I encourage all of our associates to get their hazmat. It opens the doors, like Craig said. It fast tracks things. And I think if you do ever want to get towards coming home and you want to work for a city or LTL, having that, plus Averitt pays for it. We pay for your reinstatements. We pay for you getting them up front if you don't have it at all. And we have study guys to help you study for it. So, there's really no reason why you shouldn't have it here. And we really encourage you to get that. Anything in closing y'all want to talk about?
One thing when it comes to uniformity, going into our customers, one thing that I was thinking about while y'all were discussing it was that when it comes to your professional image, you're setting the tone for those customers. Your clothing that you're wearing, that Averitt red, is going to be the first thing that sets the tone. Now, you can't stop there. You can't just let your uniform, carry you through the day. Next thing up is the way you present yourself when you're talking to those customers. Bringing respect to them, treating them the way that you would want to be treated, and that's going to keep us, moving forward and bringing on new customers. We might be there on a brokered load, but next thing you know that shipper's calling us saying, "Hey, we want you back."
Yeah.
What can we do to have this a regular occurrence? So it's all about setting the tone, and I think our Averitt Red definitely does it.
I agree. Well, on closing, I want to say, remember to refer people like you, and that we really appreciate everything you do out there. Be safe.